Hey everybody, it's Laura Lynn. So today we are going to talk about what signs and symbols you can get from your loved ones in spirit to let you know that they are still present in your everyday life. So I love when I get signs from my people in spirit and my loved ones on the other side of life. It fills me with joy just letting me know that they're still around and they're still present and making their presence known. So as I've done readings throughout the years, I found that there are like 5 or 6 more popular symbols or messages or signs from our loved ones and spirits that come across more so than others. But always remember that, there are very specific things with relationships and individuals that there may be a symbol that means a lot to you and your loved ones, such as a specific, sports team or maybe a smiley face symbol or something that reminds you of that person. So always trust your intuition and knowing when those very random things that only the two of you would know about, come and make their presence known in our life, and trust that's really them sending you the message to say, hey, hi, I'm still here. How you doing? I'm present around you in your life. So, but the most popular ones that I get that are more common are coins and feathers and hearts and different smells or scents. And then I also get cardinals and butterflies. So already with that list, I'm sure a few of you that are watching this right now are like, oh my gosh, that's what I see. Like, I know that's, my grand coming in whenever she comes to visit to say hello. And that's the sign she sends me. And so, again, always trust your intuition as to, who you feel sends you these messages whenever you come across them or find them or see these signs or symbols. So starting with coins. Now, hopefully a lot of you have seen that wonderful movie from back in the 90s called Ghost with Patrick Swayze. For those of you that have not seen that, I'm not plugging the movie, but go watch it. It's a really beautiful story to show how he was trying to connect and send his loved one here that was still on earth symbols and signs to let her know that he was still present and around and with her. And so one of the most popular scenes involves him sliding a penny. He learned how to use his vibrations and spirit to slide a penny up a door and hand it to her. Now, personally, I have never seen any coins floating or levitating or moving near me, but that is one of the reasons that spirit can easily manipulate them, is because it's due to the energy. And so the materials of the copper and the silver and stuff are more easily manipulated, because I always ask my spirit friends, where's the dollar bills, y'all? Why are you sending me quarters and nickels and pennies? Where's my dollar? But they say, Laura Lynn, that has no energy because it's a dead tree. So we got to stick with what they can do, right? So finding those coins, sometimes you might want to start your own little spirit jar or collection jar, but the one important thing I do is look at the year that's on the coin when I find it, because that's always very symbolic to the person who sent it, whether it's the year of their birth or the year of their passing. But typically the year is very important when you look at that date when you find that coin. Sometimes it might be the year that you were born, and that just may be a symbol to celebrate you. So you could always take it that way as well. But most of the time, those dates really tell us something about who's sending it and where it came from. So coins are one, and remembering too that you're going to find them in random places that you would never find them. So if you go into your car, you may have loose change around your car. So that's understandable. You're finding coins in your car. But when you go to make your bed in the morning, unless you fall asleep with, you got coins in your pocket, then finding random coins in the middle of your bed when you go to get in it at night after you just made it this morning, there's nothing in it, there's a sign from spirit. Or, walking through your kitchen for 1 second and turn around walking back and now there's a coin in the middle of the kitchen, but it wasn't just there a second ago. Those are those random and non-coincidental signs from spirit to let you know that they're around. So those are coins. Now feathers also come into play. A lot of you may have found random feathers. Again, word is random, okay? So it should be just a place that you would never expect to see this type of thing. And so I have found feathers all over the place multiple times, especially if you're in an area that's not as wooded or wouldn't have a lot of birds around it, and you're finding just a random feather in the middle of nowhere. That's a very beautiful sign that your loved ones in spirit are near. And a lot of people say that those are just a little part of their angel wings, those feathers, when you find them. But again, trusting who you feel it's from. A really cool story I have about the most recent feather that I have kept with me actually for the last 2 years was when I was working up in Buffalo, New York. I had done some readings during the day at my office, and then I took a break to go home and tend to my children and get them situated, and then I had to return for a few evening readings. Well, I know when I left my office, it was exactly how it looked, and when I got back, right in the middle of my carpet was the tiniest white feather. and it was so small and it was so perfect. And I just knew that it just was not there when I left. I don't have one thing in my office that involves feathers, no pillows, no nothing. Nothing in my office has feathers. So when that little white feather was right in the middle of my office, I knew in my own soul, my own energy, that was a little boy's energy, a very small child that I had channeled earlier that day for one of his loved ones. And I just felt like that was his way of saying, I was here and thank you for that, Laura Lynn. So that little white feather I've kept with me because that was so special to me and such a wonderful message from Spirit. So sometimes collecting them and keeping them in a little jar or a little place is something that when you go to look at that, you can feel the energy of those little signs and little message drops, I like to call them. Another symbol I get a lot with loved ones in spirit are hearts, like finding very random hearts. And what do hearts symbolize? Of course, they symbolize love. So this is something that is crazy random. So like you may spill your drink on the floor and it makes a perfect heart. Or you may walk outside and look up at the clouds and there's a perfect heart in the clouds. Or you may be driving and right next to you when you pull up to an intersection to stop, a truck with a gigantic heart is right there next to you. And so those are those ways that they pop up, kind of hearts in our way, of just randomly seeing a heart made out of something or created out of something, and people go, oh my gosh, look at that. That's my loved one saying hello. They brought me some love. They brought me a heart. So no, you're not going crazy when you're seeing hearts all over the place constantly. It's most likely your loved ones in spirit just sending their love from the other side of life. So that's a fun one I like to find. And then getting into a little bit more physical stuff too, again, is smells. Now, smells are really cool because they are very indicative of who you're supposed to be getting a hello from, or whose presence is trying to be known, because smells are can be very individual for a specific person. So, maybe they used to smoke a certain type of tobacco or cigarettes, and you're sitting at home or in a place where there is no smoke, there's no smoking at all, and very randomly you get a whiff of that cigarette smell or cigar smell when there's nothing around for you to have that smell in your presence. That is a great way that they show that they're around for you. Or maybe there's a perfume or a cologne, or just a certain smell of like a food or certain flowers that someone may have grown. But whatever it is, when you get that, I say you get a whiff of them, you smell them every once in a while, you're not going crazy again. Those are your loved ones in spirit, and they're doing a really great job of showing you that their presence is near by sending a little bit of their scent with them to you so that you could feel them and smell them around you, okay? And then the other ones that I get are cardinals and butterflies, my winged friends. I love my little spirit animal friends. So now, sometimes people want to ask me, like, is that my grandma coming in as a cardinal? No, baby, your grandma is not the cardinal, but her energy sent it to you, or your loved one's energy sends the butterflies. They send us the cardinals and those beautiful messengers of spirit. And dragonflies, I cannot forget about my dragonflies. They're one of my favorite, and I'm very in touch with them. But those butterflies, those dragonflies, those cardinals, all beautiful messengers from spirit, again, just to show you that their presence is near. And so I'm sure a lot of you may resonate with those as they fly in, and you have a little cardinal visitor in your backyard and say, hey mom, how you doing today? Thanks for sending the cardinal. I appreciate it. I miss you too. Make sure you talk to them, guys, whenever they send you these signs and symbols. Tell them thank you. Tell them keep bringing it. Tell them keep sending it. Now, for those of you that are watching this video or listening and you're thinking to yourself, man, I would love to get a message from my loved one in spirit. Laura Lynn, I have been waiting so long, and they passed 6 months ago or a year ago, or they passed a few weeks ago, or they passed 10 years ago. I've never gotten a symbol. I've never gotten a sign. Well, first of all, maybe you just didn't know what you were looking for, and they've been trying to send you a sign or a symbol, but you just weren't knowing how to expect it or approach it, or like when things are popping up, you're just not seeing it, right away. So hopefully this video will help you acknowledge and notice those types of things happening around us more often. But also, sometimes, you guys, the grief can be very strong after we lose a loved one. And, I notice the best example I can use is when I go to do a group reading in front of, let's say, 20 or 30 people, I have a lot of people in the audience that are sitting there going, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. I want to go, pick me. And they're like trying to call me in telepathically, but they want it so bad that they're actually deflecting me. And I'm ready to call on the Joe Schmo sitting there going, oh my Lord, someone dragged me here. How long do I have to be here? Or that they're not even, feeding for that pick me. They're the relaxed ones because it's easier to get into their energy. Okay, so sometimes if you're going through a bout of grief and it's just a little overpowering, it might take them a little extra time as that grief subsides and the energy, goes down a little bit to let them in so that they can come send you those signs or symbols. And sometimes, it's just within our own time frame of how we heal and how we mend, after their passing. But the most important thing is really don't search for it. Don't look for the signs. Don't be going everywhere looking for a coin or looking for a feather or trying to find hearts in the sky. It is very random and very significant where there's just a serendipitous or divine timing moment where they will send you those signs and symbols to let you know that they are near. But the more you stress or the more you put energy out, like, why am I not feeling it? Why am I not feeling it? That is exactly what you're receiving, is you're not feeling it. So very important to relax and breathe and just trust and say, okay, I trust in you guys. You send me your symbols and your signs to let me know you're near, and please make them very clear and very evidential so that I don't miss them. And then just go on with your day and watch how things start to unfold in front of you. So sometimes the most important thing to do if you feel like you're not getting any signs or symbols is just to relax and let it go for a moment and just watch them randomly pop in your life. Okay? So I hope this helps some of you, and I hope it gives you some great insight as to how our loved ones in spirit can send us those messages, signs, and symbols to let us know that they're still present in our life, because the most important thing that they do want us to know is that they aren't very far. So thank you all for listening to this video today. Remember to follow and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon. God bless.